What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you my Amprex build on Warframe, so if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to join me on Twitch, that link is going to be in the description below. Let's get into the video. Alright, so Amprex is a very good weapon. You can get it from the clan, I believe the Energy Lab, but I could be wrong with that, but you get it from the clan. And it is a fantastic weapon. Basically, it's a continuous beam that then spreads to other enemies that are within range of it. It comes pre-built with electricity damage, which is already quite nice, so you can already put a second status on it, and more if you want to. But this is my build. It's Steel Path viable. I can show you on the Steel Path what it does. So we're running Amalgam Serration. Now, stupid orders. We're running Amalgam Serration as the main damage mod. You can also run the Bane mods like Bane of Corpus, Bane of Corrupted, whatever. In that slot, normally, I have a Riven mod that I use in place of it, which gives me status chance, critical chance, damage. So realistically, you could put Amalgam Serration, normal Serration, you could put Heavy Caliber there, you could put the Bane mods, or a Riven if you have one. As long as you do some damage. We have Galvanized Chamber for 80% multi-shot, and on kill 30% multi-shot for 20 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty necessary for this gun. If you don't have Galvanized Chamber, you can use Split Chamber in its place. It's not as good, but Split Chamber will do a similar thing. Infected Clips give 90% Toxin. We have Rhyme Rounds for 60% cold and 60% status chance. We have Critical Delay for 200% critical chance, and then negative fire rate by 20%. We have Hunter Munitions for 30% to play slash on criticals. We have Vital Sense for 120% critical damage. And we have Galvanized Aptitude for 80% status chance, and on kill 40% direct damage per status type affecting the target for 20 seconds, stacks up to 2 times. And in the extra slot we have Sinister Reach, which increases the beam length by 12. Which is very good for this weapon because it spreads the beam ridiculously far. If you don't want to use Sinister Reach or don't have Sinister Reach for whatever reason, you could easily just put Vigilante Supplies there, so that you can just get a bit more on the criticals and have a chance to boost them a bit more. But that's the build, so we're rocking with 96% critical chance, 4.8 times critical multiplier, we have 52% status, and we're rocking with Electricity and Viral. Of course, Electricity can help against alloy armor, and Viral is for health primarily. But yeah, let's jump into a mission and I will show you what this bad boy can do. Alright, so we're on Oxomoko again, and I'll explain this every time I do a build guide. The reason I use Oxomoko is because you have access to pretty much all kinds of armor and stuff against on the Steel Path. So like, you're against health, you're against heavy armor, you're against shields, which is the best way to test weapons. Now, Amprex starts out a little bit slow, but once you get like a couple of kills with Primary Merciless on, you literally start rinsing. Even with shields, you just end up just going right through it, and it just... this thing melts. Like, this is a very good weapon for the Steel Path. It just absolutely rinses. I know that there are some people that prefer Ignis Wraith. I actually prefer Amprex. I just like the way Amprex works a bit more than Ignis Wraith, but I can see why people like Ignis Wraith. Not that Ignis Wraith is a bad weapon, it's not by any means, but I do prefer Amprex. Amprex to me has always just been a little bit cooler. But this thing basically melts almost everything. The only units it does struggle with a little bit against are heavily armored units, but that's because heavily armored units on the Steel Path aren't exactly known to be easy to kill most of the time, so... And before anyone comments down below, I'm going to say this every video too, these builds are not meant to be the best possible build for the weapon. What these builds are designed to be are good for the Steel Path. So I don't see the point in making a build that's good against level 9,999 enemies on the Steel Path, considering that most casual players won't be doing that. Only try-hardy players will be doing that. So I don't see the point. What my builds are for the Steel Path primarily, because Steel Path is the highest level content in the base game that you can do. Put Gloom up quick. There we go. So I just wanted to point that out, because I've had comments like that on my other videos, and I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, these builds are not designed for level 9,999 enemies. Does it state that in the title? No. What it states in the title of all these builds is that they are steel path viable, and that's because you can use them on the steel path to go through the steel path. I've also, again, had people comment before as to why I use Oxymoko or the Void in general. It's because it has a bit of everything. Plus, Corrupted is known to be the hardest ones to take down in the steel path anyway, so that's why I use it. But you'll see what these can do against an Acolyte, and like, Amprex isn't great for the Acolyte, but it will work. Typically for the Acolytes, when I use Amprex, I just use my melee weapon, which is primarily Quassus. Like, primarily I use Quassus for Acolytes anyway, unless I'm using a weapon that can really do damage to the Acolyte. But Sinister Reach is ridiculous, because with Sinister Reach, you can reach so far with Amprex. Like, normally its range isn't that good, which is what holds it back, but with Sinister Reach, it reaches everything. Like, it will genuinely reach pretty much anything you want. It's redonkulous. Like, this thing has incredible reach when it comes to just... with Sinister Reach, sorry. It's so good. It's a really good mod to use. But I do apologize that there hasn't been a Warframe build in a few weeks. It's because I had to finish a few builds before I could do any more videos, so... which I would say that this is complete. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do some of my Riven builds, because I do have some Riven mods for quite a few weapons that I do use primarily. So let me know if you want to see those builds, and I'll probably do those builds at some point soon. But obviously remember that my Riven might be different, well, probably will be different to yours, so just keep that in mind. Alright, where are you? Where is he? The screen flashed to pop up the Acolyte. Interesting. I don't know where on earth he's gone. But Amprex is fantastic for pretty much... why? Okay, wow, we're pretty far out. Damn. Let's just catch back up, because my primary master's running out. Why are they so far away? Oh my gosh, there we go. But yeah, it's slow for the first... well, not slow, but it's a little bit slower on the first couple of kills. But then once you get them, you basically just melt everything. And the fact that it's a spread weapon really does help too, because the spread weapon just... it causes it to just hit everything, and... see, with this I considered running Magnetic, but Magnetic... see, this is what I was talking about with Heavy Gunners. It's not terrible for them at all. It's just a little bit slower taking them out. But it's not bad at taking them out at all. Like, it's still more than acceptable. Okay, I'm starting to wonder where the Acolyte is now. Where are you? But yeah, also let me know in the comments below which is your favourite, Amprex or Ignis Wraith. Personally, I do prefer Amprex. Amprex is a much better weapon, to me anyway, than Ignis Wraith. Again, I'm not saying that Ignis Wraith is a bad weapon, it's not by any means. Ignis Wraith is a really good weapon, it's just... I don't know, there's something cooler about Amprex to me. That's it, just level waves of enemies. Oh, I love this thing too much. This thing also has really good crit chance as well, so you're going to be critting a lot of the time. It's also amazing for popping Nullify bubbles too, kind of like Atomos is as well. Atomos is a decent secondary weapon. Might do a build on that at some point. Because believe it or not, Atomos is actually more than viable for the Steel Path. You can easily use it here with a decent build on it. Alright, well, apparently we're not getting an Acolyte, which is unfortunate, so I'll just end... Oh, wait. No. Are we actually getting one? Oh my gosh, we're actually getting an Acolyte. It's amazing. Mania. Okay, not too bad. But yeah, Amprex is decent against the Acolyte, just not great. Like, it melts the shield pretty easily, which is nice, but then when it gets to the health, it's a little bit slow. Like, don't get me wrong, it can take the Acolyte easily, it's just, again, it's a little bit slow. So I'd rather just use Quasts for this personally, but... Are you gonna please die? Thank you. Alright guys, there we go. So that's the build. If you like the build, don't forget to like the video. It really helps with the algorithm. Don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to follow me on Twitch. That link is going to be in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time.